to the 3rd to 6th year option choice evening. There are a number of different ways that you can access information for making option choices with your children. There is an option choice booklet with information on every subject and the progression available for these subjects, both within school and on to college and university. Pupils, this has been emailed home. Pupils will use it in school and they may bring it home as a paper copy from school as well. There are lots of opportunities at Dundee and Angus College and also at the Al Maktoum Institute, but we'll come to these as we go further through the presentation. Their guidance teachers also have the college book with all of the different courses that are available, but again, that was emailed home as well, so you should have that access to that in your emails as well. And there is a list of all the courses at the back of the school option book as well. So there's lots of different ways that you can access information on all of the options available for your children through S4 to S6 and the whole of the senior phase. The 4th to 6th year reports will be issued at the end of this month, at the end of February. So obviously, if you're currently in 4th or 5th year, then you would use the information from that report on how they've done in their subjects. You should also be able to see recommendations there onto what their next level of study should be or is available to them for those subjects. So that will be available at the end of this month for current 4th and 5th years. The current 3rd years, they received the report on the 19th of January, so they already have that information of how they've done in their 3rd year subjects and the recommendations for 4th year. Pupils will meet, not so much their parents actually, that's an older bit. They'll meet with their guidance teachers during February, March. Pre-COVID, parents were invited into that. However, with COVID and so many things going on at the moment, then if you specifically would like to come, then get in touch with the guidance teacher. But at the moment, they've arranged their times with the pupils and will meet with the pupils to discuss their choices at that point. I'll go over a bit more about that because if you use the information from your reports, then and you use up all the information from tonight and all the booklets that you've got, then the pupils should be coming into that meeting having discussed everything with yourself anyway. Hopefully they're coming into the meeting with ideas of what they want to do and why they want to do it, so that the discussion with the guidance teacher is merely a formality to sign off and agree it. And they'll just be checking everything over. And if there are any queries, then they will get in touch with any parents if need be. We've got quite a few new subjects for this year. Achieving excellence in sport at level 6, criminology at level 5. Sorry, Angela, we've pinched a college course and put it in there on the school curriculum. We're doing barista skills and customer care. We did offer barista skills this year as a 1 period a week course, but it has been so successful that we've put it in as a full option course option. A course option, so that it takes up all 5 periods, so that they'll do their barista skills, but they'll also get a group award in customer care. So what I've put on the screen now is the list basically of all the subjects that are on offer for 4th, 5th and 6th year. Not all of them are on offer for 4th years, because obviously 4th years, new 3rd years going into 4th year are studying at levels National 4, National 5. And some of the ones that are hires and so on are only available to 5th and 6th years. But I thought it was easier just to show the complete list, and you'll see that the Al Maktoum offer is there, and various other different things that are there. So if they're level 5 or level 6, they tend to be just for, sorry, if they're level 6, they are just for 5th and 6th years. But the children have an option choice for them. And again, that was emailed home as well. So the 3rd years going into 4th year have the restricted list of what they can choose, as do the 4th and 5th years going into 5th and 6th year. I don't think, I was trying to look and see quickly if there was anything else that was particularly new, but I think they're the mainly new ones that we've put on for this year. To then explain a wee bit more about how it works, all pupils sitting NAT3, NAT4, NAT5, National Progression Awards, or Highers, or Advanced Highers. So, you know, these are the types of qualifications that we have offered in school. Most classes will have 4th, 5th and 6th years in their class. The only ones which don't really are English and maths. So the 4th years will all go to English at the same time, and the 5th and 6th years all go to English at the same time. But apart from English and maths, if they're choosing modern studies, for instance, and whether it's a NAT5 will have 4th, 5th and 6th years in it, the higher will have 5th and 6th years in it. So there will be different year groups and different classes. In fact, some of the higher modern studies have some 4th years who've done early presentation of higher modern studies. Some pupils will study at a campus in other schools, or at Dundee and Angus College. If they're doing advanced hires, so some of our 6th years may go to Dundee University or other schools to sit some advanced hires. We host some in our school, different schools host different advanced hires, and so pupils do sometimes move around the city to sit different advanced hires and different courses. Where a pupil in 5th or 6th year has a combination of NAT4-5s and hires, they will have some skills for work National Progression Awards in the extra single period a week. So where a pupil is in 4th year, they get 6 subjects and they do 5 periods a week for each subject, apart from English and maths, which are 4 periods a week. And that's how their week is made up, along with their RE, their PE and their PSE. 5th and 6th years do 5 subjects. If they're hires, they get 6 periods a week of a hire, and they get 5 periods a week of a National 5 or National 4 or a National Progression Award. There are some slight differences in that practical cake craft gets 6 periods and things like that, but we will work all that out once their choices are made. But where they are doing National 4s and 5s with 5 periods, then they may get a skills for work, National Progression Award added in, things like personal finance or leadership skills or health and well-being. There's a number of different ones that we do, and they are of equal importance, and quite often employers say they're of benefit because when they can see they've got these, there is a key in for them or a way in for them for things that they can talk about what they've done in that subject, and that certainly helps the pupils in that way as well. Where less than 10 pupils choose a subject, it's likely not to run. So we obviously can only run subjects where we've got enough uptake in that subject. And these are times when we might ask pupils to choose. So what happens is once all the subjects are in, I sort it all, because at the moment it's a completely free choice on the option choice sheet. They choose their number of subjects, and then I sort them into columns to allow it to work for timetabling. Some things are set in stone. For instance, Dundee and Angus College, if they choose the college option, then that tends to be a Monday and a Wednesday afternoon, although there are some courses that also run on a Tuesday and a Thursday afternoon.
Miss McCarthy, that's a question just popping up on the side there. Maybe better to do some of these as you go because you're on the ball with it. Do the 6 S4 subjects include maths and English?
Absolutely. So it's maths, English and 4 other subjects that they'll be selecting. Some on their option choice sheets, you'll see some of the subjects are in italics. And if they're in italics, then these are National Progression Awards or they're ungraded courses, and that means they don't have any exams. Victoria Steedman would like to ask a question. Yeah. So do you want to do that, Victoria? You can just unmute yourself.
Sorry. Hi there, sorry. Yeah, so I was just about, it's the college course says, my daughter's obviously chosen her 4 subjects that she wants to do, but how does the college course run with these, like 4 subjects?
Well, so if she's choosing a college course, then she only needs 3 school courses.
Right. So is it only like one thing out of your 4 that you have to do? Is it only one college course you can do, like, for example, admin, or do you know what I mean?
There are some college courses, as I say, that run on the Tuesday, Thursday, and some that run on the Monday, Wednesday. So if they wanted to do 2 college courses, they would have to have a discussion with their guidance teacher as to whether that was possible, depending on which courses they chose. And if they do that, then they've got their maths, English, 2 college courses, and then 2 other school courses.
Right, okay. Because at this moment in time, she's only chosen her 4 subjects. I'm not sure if she just wants to go to college just now, but if she doesn't do it just now, does she have the option later to do it, or? Yes,
absolutely. So college is an option for 4th years, for 5th years, and for 6th years. So it's up to them when they choose to take up that offer.
Yeah, so although she doesn't do it now, she's not going to miss out. She will get that opportunity again just to...
Yes, absolutely.
Right, okay, thank you.
No bother. So some subjects may also be studied at other schools if they're small numbers. So we have done that in the past with modern languages, although this year we did offer all the modern languages at our school. But if we feel there are some subjects that we could do across a campus, it tends to be advanced hires that we work it that way, but there are some hires that we can do in that way as well. ESOL, which is English as a second language, is at Dundee and Angus College, but that's on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. So there are some pupils where English is their second language, and if they would like to choose that, then, and quite often they're encouraged to choose that, and they will do that on a Tuesday and a Thursday. So again, that would be one of their choices. Mandarin.
Just to add in, sorry, Miss McFarlane's just put in there to remind people that although you have time, if you're wanting to do it this year, the college applications have to be in for the 31st of March for senior phase. That's for the school college courses, if you know what I mean. So yes, Miss McCarthy's meaning you can wait, as in next year or the year after. If you want them to be doing it this year, it's by the 31st of March the decision needs to be made.
Yeah, so when they put their option choices in and agree it with their guidance teachers, which is generally well before the 31st of March, then we transfer all the information to the college by the 31st. And that also applies to future skills, Graham, yes, as well. So, as I said, Mandarin's on offer at Grove. Practical cookery, practical cake craft would only be chosen in 5th and 6th year if you've done National 4 practical cookery in 4th year. Photography in art is only offered at the higher level. There is a photography at the college at National 5 level. And if you're choosing photography in 5th and 6th year, you need to have either have already achieved your higher art or are sitting higher art at the same time. Work experience is on offer to our 6th years as a column choice. And usually what happens is the pupils source their own placement and they work towards an SQA National Progression Award for work experience as well. So the Al Maktoum College in the town is offering a number of different things. It's offering Arabic to 5th and 6th years. It's offering higher national qualifications certificates in business and management and leadership for 6th years. So these people who are interested in business or management could do these, but there are requirements of 2 hires and a Nat 5 maths or a science subject as well. So these are there, and this would be on a Monday and a Wednesday or a Tuesday and a Thursday afternoon, depending on the uptake. Dundee and Angus College, as I said, have a whole range of qualifications available. They're available Monday and Wednesdays, usually either at Kingsway or Gardyne. If they're at Kingsway, obviously that's round the corner from us, and the pupils just walk round the corner in time to be there for their college course. If it's at Gardyne, then there is a bus that comes into the school at, I think it's at about 1:35 or 1:25. I think it's 1:35 now, picks them up and takes them to Gardyne, and then they get their home way home. And now with every pupil or every child under 22 with free bus passes, then that shouldn't be any issue for them getting home. There are some level 6 programmes and foundation apprenticeships for seniors that might run 4 afternoons a week. There's also a preparation for plumbing and a preparation for electrical that runs 4 afternoons a week, and that's 2 column choices that they're taking there. I'm now going to hand over to Angela, so I actually now need to end my slideshow. Are you going to just share yours and I'll just stop sharing, Angela? Okay, so I'll stop.
Just for anyone who can't see the chat panel, so Miss McFarlane's confirmed it's 1:40 now that the bus leaves. I think it was in order to give people's time and things to have their lunch before the bed.
Okay, so Angela, I will let her introduce herself, and she will share her content and let you know what she's doing.
Yeah, who hired all these people? I don't know. It's for adults. Just
can you mute, please? Please, can you mute? Thank you.
Have you been able to see the screen there? Can you see my presentation?
Yes, can see it, Angela.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so my name's Angela and I work at the college, and I'm just going to give you a quick run through of what's available with us. I'm not going to go into detail about every course, but I'll give you an overview of how things are structured at the college. So on this slide, you can see there are lots and lots of different graphics, and they represent all of the different subject areas that we have. So we have over 40 courses available for young people to choose from in their senior phase. And the subjects on offer range from things like construction and engineering through to hair and beauty, through to things like criminology, psychology, and business and admin. So you can take these courses in S4, 5 or 6. And I think we've gone through the time, so I won't go back over that because I think you saw the timetables there. But daily attendance and progress reports are provided back to the school. So all of that is joined up with the school, so you'll know how your young person's getting on, and the transport's provided for them to get to Gardyne as well. Our qualifications range from level 4, so the same as your national 4, right up to level 7, which is the same as an HNC or equivalent to first year in university. Most of our courses are a mix of practical and theoretical, although we do have some courses which are mostly theoretical. And one of the differences between most of the college courses and some of the courses in school is that our courses are largely ongoing assessment. So it's not a big exam at the end, it's ongoing assessment through things like essays or observation of practice or projects. And what the partnership that we have with St Paul's means is that, I think you've already seen, there's a really wide range of options for your young person. So whether you like academic, theoretical sorts of learning, or if you're somebody who likes to be practical and hands-on, then there's something there for everybody. The next slide here shows the qualifications that we offer. So we've got Skills for Work, the National Progression Awards, Foundation Apprenticeships, which I'll talk about in a second, Professional Development Awards, which are at level 7, and we'll also offer one HNC, and that's over 2 years. So what would be the advantages then to studying at college as part of your senior phase? Well, I think that taking a college course while you're still at school is a good way to sort of help with that transition to life beyond school, whether it's moving on to a higher level of learning, coming to the college itself, or whether you're thinking about going into apprenticeship or into an employment. It helps you get an insight into the world of work, particularly if you're doing some of our practical classes. The workshops that we have, the hair and beauty salons, very much mirror what it would be like in industry. So it helps you get an idea of what it might be like to work in that particular profession. If you're wanting more information, I think Mrs. McCarthy was saying earlier about all the info that's up on the website, and we've got loads of information on the Dundee and Angus College website as well. And we've developed this year packs for each subject area that you can look through, and it tells you about each of the courses, but it also shows you who's going to be teaching on those courses. It tells you about the sort of progression pathways, like where you could go on to next once you've completed that course, and it gives information as well about the industries that you could go in and the opportunities available in this region and also nationally across Scotland as well. So there's loads and loads of information on our website, but of course you can talk to your guidance teacher, careers advisor, and that's our email there as well if you've got any questions at all about the courses that we offer as part of our partnership. I was going to just talk quickly about the foundation apprenticeships as well, because they're a relatively new-ish qualification, only over the past few years, and some of you might not really know what they are. There has been, or there is now actually, adverts on the telly and the radio, so you might have heard of them. They're the same level as a higher, so at level 6, but the way that they are delivered is that you do some of your learning in the college, but you also do some of your learning in a place of work. Obviously, the past couple of years, it's been a wee bit challenging getting young people out into the workplace to do their foundation apprenticeship. But this year, we've been able to get loads more pupils out onto placement. I'm hoping that next academic year will almost be completely back to normal, fingers crossed, and getting people out in the workplace. I'll just take a step back. So it counts as one of your subject choices, just like any other, and we'll have 11 subjects to choose from, which are all on this slide here. They're all pretty self-explanatory, I think, apart from maybe the food and drink. So people often think when they see food and drink that it'll be professional cookery, or it might be, you know, to do with work in hospitalities or restaurants, but it's actually the industry side of food and drink, so food and drink manufacture and the technology around food and drink. So there's a science component, for example, in that particular FA. The other thing to flag about all of those different subjects is that they're all in areas that are predicted to grow in the future. They're industries where we're actually needing young people to join the workforce. So what that means for young people is that if they're interested in this and they pursue a foundation apprenticeship, they have a really good chance of embarking on a great career. And I can see there's a question there about the universities. So I have a slide I prepared earlier on that, so I'll show you in a wee second. But if you're going on to further education, college or university, the FA is recognised by the colleges and unis at the same level as a higher, and I'll break it down a wee bit further in a sec. If you're going on to apprenticeship, then it's a great stepping stone onto that, and for most of the apprenticeships that you would progress onto, you'd get recognition for what you've done on your foundation apprenticeship, so you could complete it quicker than you otherwise would. And of course, if you're wanting to go straight to work, you have that work experience, and because you'll have done brilliantly in your placement, you'll get a great reference as well, so that's good. So this next slide here, it's a wee bitty blurry, but basically what it shows is that if you do foundation apprenticeship, you will get a place on the HNC of that relevant subject. So for example, if you do your foundation apprenticeship in accountancy and you want to come on to do your HNC in accountancy at Dundee and Angus College, if you pass your FA, you're guaranteed to get into that HNC. From an HNC, you can articulate into second year of a degree, or you can go on to HND and articulate into third year of a degree. So there's loads of options through the college route. On the university side, you can see on this slide that the bulk of them recognise the FA as equivalent to one higher at about an A or a B pass. But you'll see that there are 3 universities which will recognise it as the equivalent of 2 hires if you're going on to study a related subject. So if I take Abertay as an example, say I do my accountancy and my FA in accountancy, and I want to go on to study accounts at Abertay, then they would recognise my FA in accountancy as equivalent to 2 hires at a B pass. But say I do my FA in accountancy and I decide accountancy is definitely not for me and I want to do something completely different, like, I don't know, food and nutrition, say, then it would recognise my FA as 1 hire at an A pass. And that 1 hire, 2 hire distinction is at Abertay, also at Robert Gordon's and at the University of the Highlands and Islands.
I've got a question for you just now there, Angela. If my child chooses level 7 criminology in S6, they're currently doing level 6, can he go into second year at uni to do criminology?
No, that wouldn't allow articulation into year 2. No, it would be recognised, you know, positively for going into year 1, obviously, if they're wanting to do criminology, and it'll give them a really good sort of basis and understanding for going on to their degree, but it wouldn't allow that entry into year 2, unfortunately. You would have to do sort of a full HNC to get into year 2. Yeah. So just to summarise then, the FA, the learning is classroom based and work based. It's the same level as a higher, and you can take it over 1 year or 2 years apart from engineering and civil engineering, and you can only do that over 2 years. So that's a whistle-stop tour of what you can do with the college, but I'll end my presentation now, and if anybody has any questions at all, feel free to ask, but I know Graham needs to get on now.
Graham has just said he needs to go, so I'm going to quickly, if you unshare yours, Angela, which you've done, I will share my screen back up again. So I'll introduce Graham Scott, who runs Future Skill. Future Skill runs again in partnership with Dundee and Angus College, and rather than me stealing all of his thunder, I will let Graham explain to you how it works.
Okay, thanks Fiona, thank you for inviting me along tonight, and I'll just give a bit of background. I'm Graham Scott. I've been involved with Future Skills for the last 3 years. It's a way to enter its 5th year. It's a full-time college course that's attended by pupils who are still on the school roll. That's the uniqueness there. They do their senior phase at college. It's a 5-day full-time course. One element of that course is work experience, and as we speak, I have every single student on work experience, and they'll continue right through until the end of May. 2 days at college are spent in the workshop doing practical work. For everybody's information, as you can see on the slideshow, the 4 disciplines are joinery, plumbing, electrical, and early education and childcare. 2 days practical in the workshop, 2 days continuing academic studies, numeracy, literacy, level 5, and some are operating at level 6 as we speak. The advantage of staying on at school technically, but being at college, is that all the things that go with school, like child benefit, continues. You know, that you remain on the school roll. If you qualify for free school meals, that stays in place. So it is a unique course. It's a way to enter its 5th year. There's been lots of young people transitioned into apprenticeships from this course, and in fact 2 actually applied for and successfully got an apprentice by Christmas this year. So the opportunities are there. If young people are prepared to apply themselves, there's the opportunity to gain an apprenticeship and based on this, the work experience part of it as well. I think I've quickly covered everything. You know, I maybe missed out EMA is still applicable. So I'm happy to take any questions if I've missed anything out there. I'm not rushing away. I'll stay here as long as people want to fire things in my direction.
Okay, thanks very much, Graham. Yes, so what happens there is if a pupil is interested, a 5th or a 6th year pupil who will be, is it 16 by, can you remember the date in August, Graham?
Well, we've got September, but there is a way, there's some flexibility. When I say some flexibility, I would say by December, it's really difficult for a young person to get a work placement. We can get around that by having extended work experience through Dundee City Council's approval. So there are ways and means if somebody's not quite 16, but we did have preferable September cut-off date, but that's been extended in the past. We don't want to exclude people that have got potential.
So, as I said, this is, you know, if your child is going into 5th year, almost 16, and is thinking, I actually fancy doing a future skills, which is like a pre-apprenticeship in joinery or plumbing or electrical or early education and childcare, then they would go full-time at the college, and they don't need to make option choices then for school. They simply speak to their guidance teacher and say, I would like to do future skills in plumbing, and he or she gives them the application form for the future skills, and we get that completed and sent off to Graham again by the 31st of May deadline. But as soon as we have them ready, we tend to send them in to Graham so that they're in there as soon as they're ready.
Actually, Fiona, sorry, can I just interrupt there? That I've put an email out to all schools just the other day. We would like applications in by the 31st of March, before the Easter holiday, so that we can then start the recruitment process. I think, am I right in saying that most course choices will be selected by then?
Yes, so they'll all be selected by then, and as Anna has put onto the chat, most of the courses, the plumbing, electrical, do have a limit of 12 places. The childcare has a limit of 15. So, you know, when the pupil applies for it, they're not guaranteed the place onto the future skills. What happens is we will go through the process with them. Graham will put, you know, there'll be interviews in place and so on, and if they get given a place, then that's how it works. If they don't, then we can relook at their course choices after that. So that's not an issue for there. With the college, when they do apply for a college course, there aren't usually interviews, and there aren't interviews for it. So what happens is they will usually get a place. Again, it may be that some courses don't run if there's very little uptake for it, similar to school. And we might have to come back at that point with college courses, but usually they get a place, and it's about us working out from their other choices. So, for instance, the automotive is a very popular course, and it runs on a Monday and Wednesday, or a Tuesday and a Thursday. So again, what we might do to make their other course choices fit in, some of them will go the Tuesday, Thursday, and some of them will go the Monday, Wednesday. So it'll just depend. We'll try to make it fit and get as many things to fit as we possibly can. I've no other further information as such to pass on. So what I would like to do is hand over for questions. Oh, sorry, that's just an old thing there. Sorry, I'm going to just end this slideshow so that it stops speaking. We've
got a couple of questions coming up down the side now.
Perfect. So I'll just go through these questions. So if you want to ask a question, either put it in the side panel, or if you put your hand up, then we will invite you to unmute and do that. So one of them is, can a foundation apprenticeship be completed in 1 year if taken in 5th year, as my daughter wants to leave school at the end of 5th year? So Angela, I think I'm right in saying that, yes, it's usually 6th years who take it as a 1 year course, but 5th years can choose it as the 1 year option. So that means they would do the four afternoons at college, 2 of them would be at college and 2 of them would be in the work placement. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah. As long as it works for the timetable and the school's happy and the young person's happy, we would be fine with taking somebody in S5 on the 1 year programme.
We've got another question there above these two. Do pupils have the possibility to do uniform services course?
No, that's not part of the college senior phase offer. It's a full-time college course.
Okay, and the next question, Graham, I think that's for you, is it 12 places for across all high schools?
No, it's 12. It's that 12 is the maximum, and that's the college have set that criteria, and the applications are open to all Dundee school, 8 Dundee secondary schools.
Thank you. One further down, Miss McFarlane's just saying, yeah, Tuesday, Thursday courses are construction and motor vehicle and hair and beauty. So that's the 3 ones that are on both. Any other questions, folks? Feel free to unmute if it's quicker and easier for you rather than typing in the chat panel.
No, is everyone happy with that? What I would say is that, as I say, the guidance teachers have started some of the 3rd year into 4th year option choice meetings, and some of them are starting to meet and have, you know, had meetings with the children and are looking at these just now with them. The senior ones obviously cannot start until after the reports have gone out at the end of February. So these ones will definitely be in March for the new 4th years and the new 5th years, but the 3rd years into 4th year have started now. Oh, Carolyn, you've got a question.
Hi there, yes. My son's guidance teacher is off at the moment. So he's not actually spoken to anyone yet. I'm seeing some shaking heads.
Yeah, all the
they're all back.
are back now.
Is Mrs. Selby back now?
Yes.
Ah, good.
As of this
That's
week.
good then.
Yeah.
I didn't ask him today.
I just
No,
wondered
my-
if he knew
I mean,
something reason though.
I mean, obviously, this is all very new to me, as I'm sure it is to a lot of parents. I didn't go to school in Scotland. I went to school down south, so this is very different. Now, I'm obviously reading through the form, and it's obviously to pick another 4 or to choose the 4 that he wishes to carry on with.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right in saying that we need to tick what level he'll be at? Do I
Yes.
get that from his school report? Or...
Yes. Yes, that will be on his school report, the recommended level that he should carry the subject onto.
Right, okie dokie. Right, so really then, from an S3 point of view, then he just needs to pick those 4 subjects and move on. Is that right?
Yes. So he picks those 4 subjects and a level and sends that in. He brings that in for his meeting with the guidance teacher.
Right, super. Right, that makes more sense. Lovely. Thank you very much.
Nicola, you've asked about choices electronically again this year, or can we print the form? Yes, you can either print the form and bring it in, or what can happen is they can go and pick up a form from the guidance teacher. It's either way. If you don't have it, quite a lot of parents don't have printers at home, but the guidance teachers all have lots of forms available, so they can get one there. Okay, any other questions?
Really good questions tonight, actually.
Oh, Lisa, what can I do for you?
Hi there, sorry, I may have missed this, had connectivity issues. But my daughter's going to go into S4, and there's obviously, she's cut down from the subject she's doing just now, but it was very difficult for her to choose which one she wanted to drop. Is there an option to then go back in 5th year to then do a National 5 in those subjects again and then go on to higher?
Yeah, absolutely. So what you should really consider is that 4th to 6th year is a whole senior phase journey. So if what they choose in 4th year, they can then pick up other subjects in 5th year. So what we would be saying to our current 4th years is, do you know, in some of them, they might have reached their potential. Let's pick up another National 5. So UI can either go wider or you can go further up into highers and so on. So a range of different ways that pupils will take on their choices. And particularly for ones who are looking to do 3 sciences and things like that, that's not usually very possible in 4th year because of the limited number of subjects. So therefore, it would then happen that what they would do is they would pick up their next science in 5th year. There's a couple of questions here. Mrs. Blackwood had asked, is there option for parents to talk to the guidance teacher? Yes, as I said, with COVID, they're not automatically being invited in, but if you would like to have that as a meeting, then simply get in touch with your guidance teacher and ask for a meeting. Will support continue in classes when needed, and how does support in college happen? So yes, we pass on to Dundee and Angus College any support that is needed, and that then continues into college. And where it's assessment arrangements are in place, then these assessment arrangements continue in college as they continue in school.
My question from Nicola Jefferson there. My son doesn't have a meeting. Nicola, I think I know who your son is. I think he's in Miss Sylvie's house, so that might just be from the absences. But everybody should be getting their appointment time coming through. Nobody will be missed. No child is left behind.
Yes, so some of the guidance teachers have made up when all their appointments are, simply to try and fit it into when their non-contact time is, when they're not teaching and so on. Not everybody has got all their timetable in place or let all the pupils know, and it'll just depend on when they've had a PSE class and whether they've had a chance to let the pupils know what they've arranged and when. Okay, there's another question just coming up.
Have you got the one from Rudy Finlay?
Yeah, it's David Gilmurray, sorry.
Yeah.
No, there's one before that, Miss McCarthy, from Rudy Finlay's parent asking about support. Will it continue being needed? But, oh, did you? Sorry, and college. Yeah. Sorry, I never picked it off. Sorry. Right.
Mr. Gilmurray.
Hi, it's the better half, Jackie.
Oh, sorry.
You know what? Just going with the choices that they make, S4 into S5. They'll obviously make their choices, I believe, before they get their NAT 4 or 5 results. Should they not quite achieve some of the results they want, can they revisit their subject choices to maybe incorporate any resets?
Yes, so what happens is they make their choices on what they think they're going to get in their exams, and you know, obviously being as positive as they can, and we make those choices, and they run with those courses through the month of June, because the timetable changes on the 30th of May. If then come August, when the choices come out, I usually send a wee text out to say if anybody wants to come and discuss their choices before we come back to school. I'm usually in the week before school comes back, or they can do it usually the first couple of days that we're back. I sit in the library, and any 5th and 6th years who need to come back and speak to me about course choice changes, that's when that bit will happen. Somebody's asked about a 5th year never having had a careers advisor meeting. He simply asks his guidance teacher. Chances are he's somebody who has wanted and has expressed from the start that he's staying on to 6th year, he knows where he's going, and therefore they haven't yet put that into place. For anybody who is thinking, oh, I'm about to leave, then we make sure the careers advisor meetings are in place, and that's why he's not had one yet. But if he wants one, then he simply asks his guidance teacher and one can be arranged. Okay, any other questions?
No. Well, thank you. I'm going to say thank you to you, Fiona, for putting this together, and for all the work you do, and for Christy for helping manage us tonight. And I know Graham had to go, but thank you to Graham too, and to you, Angela. It's really, really helpful to have your kind of expertise in this, and every year I learn something new about the courses, because things change so much. To the parents, I hope that's been helpful for you this evening. But remember, at any point you can get in touch with your guidance teacher, and the option is always there for careers interviews, etc. So please don't be worrying about anything. Just pick up the phone and get in touch, or ask your young person to come in and to see us. Okay, and again, it's a massive job timetabling. So this is why we start this process so early, and there will be a few very busy weeks just after Easter when Mrs. McCarthy tries to put this timetable together to make it work for everyone. So a big thank you, Fiona. We know, having done it for many years, I know what it's like, but we'll keep feeding you cups of tea. Okay, thanks, folks. Anyone else have anything they want to ask or share? No. Is that okay, Fiona?
Yep, I think we'll just leave now. So thank you very much. If you just click the leave button, then that will give us a chance just to head off. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, just stopping recording now. That's the recording off.
Thanks, folks. Bye.